now that you guys understand that to get to page 1, it all comes down to sales velocity. So it's all in regards to sales amount. Whoever has a sales amount, you'll be able to get to page 1. Now you might be asking, that sounds great, Steven, but I'm just starting my Amazon business. How in the world am I going to get the same amounts of sales as the top sellers if I'm just starting and I don't have half the reviews or half the experience and so on and so forth, okay? So it comes down to 2 different things, okay? Like I mentioned, though, the most important thing is getting to page 1 because 95% of sales happen on the first page. If we're not on page 1, Amazon's journey, the Amazon business, your goals, all of that will not happen. So it's very, very important to rank for your main keyword. And then once you rank for the main keyword, the next game, guys, what do you think it is? It's ranking for as many keywords that are relevant for your product and try to get to page 1 for as many as possible, okay? So how we're going to be able to do this is there's two little secrets in regards to doing this. So number 1, though, before we actually go into this, is we need to figure out exactly how many units, how many sales we have to do per day so that we can get to page 1. And how we do that is by competing and spying on our competitors to find out exactly what they're doing in regards to sales amount per day so we can be able to see what they're doing so that we know that that's what we have to do so that we can get to page 1, okay? So how we do that, guys, is very simple. We talked about that in the other modules, but you would just go to Jungle Scout or Amazon. Let me just go to Amazon.com and I'm going to show you guys an example. So let's say we're doing a fish oil again. You can search fish oil. We have all these fish oil. You run the Jungle Scout extension or scope, whatever works for you guys. You run these numbers, or these extensions, sorry, and it's automatically going to tell you the average monthly sales of each seller. And I would pay attention. So as you can see, like fish oil is very, very competitive. Average sales over 7,000 a month. This is Jungle Scout, so the numbers are going to be a little high. So let's forget that 7,400. Let's take a look at the actual number. With scope, once it runs here, give me a sec. It's a little slow. All right, well, we'll just use Jungle Scout right now as this loads up. So with Jungle Scout, obviously these numbers are a little high, but we can see that in regards to get to the top of page 1, it's going to tell you how many sales you need to do. So it's telling you right now that this guy's doing 479 sales per day, but as you can see, this is Amazon, so I would not worry about that because Amazon is always able to compete and destroy the competition. This is 15,000 sales a month. On average, I would say that Jungle Scout is off by about 30 to 35%, so let's just say 35%. So they're actually making around 10,000 sales a month. If you divide 10,000 sales a month by 30, guys, it's saying they're doing around 340 sales a day, which seems like it's quite high. So I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't base it off that. But you can see they're very, very high. This guy's doing 36,000, apparently over $1 million a month, which is extremely high. But pretty much what you guys would do regardless, you would take this number from Jungle Scout or Viral Launch, wherever you decided to take your numbers from, and you would then divide that by 30, and it's going to give you a rough estimate in regards to how many sales they're doing per day to get onto that page. Okay, so you can do that. You can also track it by the 999 method, which we talked about in the earlier modules, where you track their stocks every single day. But if they are selling, I'm telling you right now, if they're selling over 4 or 5 units or 100 units a day, they're definitely going to have a lot of stock in stock, so it's going to be hard to use the 999 method. But the product that you're going to be launching, the top guys might only be doing 20 sales a day, which is totally fine. So you know that you have to do around 20 sales a day to compete with them, okay? So that's it. So once you find out that number, so let's just use a fish oil. We'll just use a fish oil. We'll just say that it's 20 sales a day to keep things simple. It's 20 sales a day. Now what we need to do is we need to sell/give away that exact same number of units for at least 8 days. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this because it's very, very important, guys, that you understand what I just said. Whatever that number is, if the top 5 sellers on average are doing 20 sales a day, we must do 20 sales a day or through a giveaway, the exact same number for at least 8 days so that we can compete on page 1. Now, why am I saying at least 8 days? Is because Amazon has a trailing history in regards to their BSR. So you might do a rank, do 20 sales a day, and on day 2 or even day 5, you get to page 1. You're at the top of page 1, you say, awesome, I just beat these sellers on page 1. And what is your first instinct? What do you guys automatically want to do? You want to stop the giveaway. You want to save money because the giveaway costs you money. So what happens is you stop the giveaway on day 2 or day 4, day 5, whenever you're on page 1. And within a few days after that, the algorithms are still kicking in with the trail history, and you're actually going to lose your ranking, and you're going to go right back to the bottom of page 1 and eventually page 2, and you're actually going to have to redo the launch to get back to page 1. So in my experience, guys, I would say the longer the better. The longer you can do a giveaway, the better, but I would not go under 8 days. On average, even top sellers now are talking about doing 10 days giveaways minimum to be able to compete. And if you're relaunching a product that ran out of stock, you might actually have to redo it for 20 days giveaway so that you can compete with Amazon. So it all depends on how popular and how popular the product is and on how much demand is for the product, okay? So you want to do that at least 8 days. And then our next tactic is, that's number 1. That's the first way in regards to ranking, is matching exactly what a seller is doing, and you're going to do it, whether it's you're selling it, you're doing a giveaway, you're using a launch service, whatever the case may be, this is what you're going to do. So how you're going to do that, that's option number 1, or step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to get a customer to purchase your product just through a direct link, which we call a super URL. So there's a lot of different super URLs out there. We're going to go through them later on in regards to which ones you can use and the advantages. You can use the Amazon's Choice one. You can use the Canonical one that we talked about. You can use the storefront one. There's a lot of different URLs, or you can simply get a customer to just search for your product with that specific keyword. The reasoning behind a super URL is because it's going to give the impression to Amazon that the customer actually went to Amazon.com, they searched for the product, and they purchased your product. So if you look at any products here, I'm going to show you what it looks like, what Amazon sees on their database. Of course, everything is just freezing. Apologize, guys. I can't even move my mouse. All right. Let me just open up a new Amazon because this is way too slow. So let's go fish oil. Now I can't type. All right, so fish oil. Let's just say this is the fish oil we want. When we click it, I'm going to show you guys what Amazon sees here, okay? So once you click into there's a bunch of different numbers here and so on and so forth. It really doesn't matter what it means. But right here you can see keywords equals, and it says fish plus oil. So this is telling Amazon that if the customer purchases the product with this URL and the keyword that's in it is fish oil, it's going to give a boost in ranking for that specific keyword. So the more and more keywords or sales you get under a specific keyword, then you're automatically going to start ranking for that keyword. So instead of getting people to search for that keyword, because sometimes you might be on page 10, 20, 30, and they can't find your product, you just create a super URL, and you just get them to purchase the product using that super URL, and that's it. You call it a day, someone finds your product, and tells Amazon that they actually found it on Amazon with that keyword, but in reality, they did it through a super URL, okay? So those are the 2 methods that you have to do, and if you get enough sales under that, you're going to spike the algorithms of Amazon, and you're automatically going to get to page 1. Okay, so that's it, guys. It's a very, very simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it. It comes down to these 2 major keys: is finding out how many units we need to sell per day to get to page 1, and then once we figure out that number, now we just have to sell that number to a certain amount of people by using a super URL, and that's it. Okay, so in the next video, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to set up this launch strategy so that you guys can launch properly and, more importantly, stay on page 1 after your launch. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video.